out to sea. Her next destination is somewhere a bit more exotic than London. Somewhere with a warmer climate, where the people are much friendlier. Glasgow, Scotland will be our next port of call. Very nice in Scotland this time of year. You can see the warehouses. Years ago, cargo was delivered. Ships came to London, cargo kept in the buildings. But very sadly, the shipping ended in the early 80s. And there's no more cargo on the river today, just office buildings. The tall glass building, the Shard of Glass, over 1,000 feet. Designed by an Italian, Renzo Piano. He was offered £2 million for the design of the building. He refused it. What he wanted for the design, one of the apartments. And there are 10 apartments in the Shard. They gave him an apartment and he lived there for 2 years. And then he sold it for £47 million. So a very clever man. We had shipping from all over the world in London, but no shipping could go any further than this bridge. London Bridge. There's been a bridge here for 2,000 years. This is the 5th London Bridge, opened 1973. The London Bridge before this, the 4th bridge, it was sinking in the 60s and we took it down. An American bought the bridge, $2 million, and he had London Bridge rebuilt in America. Does anybody know where in America? Or has anyone ever heard the story? Is anybody listening?
Yes.
Do you understand me? A show of hands. Yeah, some of you do. So it's in Arizona, Lake Havasu in the Arizona desert. Rebuilt in America 50 years ago now. The 4th London Bridge. That's the 5th. It's a true story, though. Apparently, the man who bought it, he thought he was buying Tower Bridge. Apparently, he bought the wrong London Bridge. Mr. McCulloch, an oil tycoon. The area to the right is the City of London, the capital, and it measures 1 square mile from Tower Bridge. The smallest capital city in the world, the City of London. It's a banking district, all the banks in this area. So Monday to Friday, this area, it's full of bankers, ladies and gentlemen, where all the bankers work here in London. Very quiet of a weekend. The bankers do not work weekends in London. And to your left, there's a pub, over 400 years old, the Anchor Tavern, a very famous pub on the river. And that pub, ladies and gentlemen, that is where I will be in about 2 hours when I finish work. It's my birthday today. So I will go to that pub this evening. I couldn't get the day off work, but me and the captain, we're going to go for the pub after work. So it's over 400 years old, the Anchor Tavern. And Southwark Bridge. The city on the right, years ago, was very religious. No entertainment was allowed in the City of London. Entertainment was banned. And it took place on the left, Bankside. You had all of the pubs here, the gambling dens. You had cruel sports like dog fighting, cockfighting, bear baiting, bare knuckle boxing. So the entertainment area years ago. And also here you had theatres, all the theatres at Bankside. And you'll see the replica to your left, William Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. All those famous plays are performed in that single day from April until October. Romeo and Juliet, Midsummer's Night Dream, all those plays performed every day throughout the summer. It's an open-air theatre, there's no cover. Umbrellas are banned, they're not allowed. If you go there, take a hood, a poncho, in case it rains. And if it does start to rain, the show must go on inside that building. The Globe of William Shakespeare. The bridge, follow it to the right. It blocks the view now, St Paul's Cathedral. They built the bridge in the year 2000. They called it Millennium Bridge. This bridge was in the Harry Potter movie. At the start of Harry Potter, you might recognise the bridge. Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe, the man who played him, he went to school on the right, City of London School. And above the school, St Paul's Cathedral. It took 35 years to build. Buried in the crypt, buried at St Paul's, Sir Christopher Wren, the architect. And the building behind us on the left's got a tall chimney. Years ago, a power station for London. Now converted into the Tate Modern. So that is the largest modern art gallery in the world. And it doesn't cost a penny to go inside that building. Free to visit the Tate Modern. And once you've been inside the building, once you've looked around, you'll then start to realise why it's free. Unless you like modern art, of course. Definitely worth a visit if you like modern art. If you don't like it, don't go there. Blackfriars Railway Bridge. And ahead of us, Blackfriars Bridge. These columns, they used to carry steam trains. A railway from Dover, south of England, Dover, all the way to London. A steam railway years ago. And as we pass through the bridge, on the right, a building with a black spire and the arches over the windows. That is the old City of London School for Boys, the old school. Now you've got to look carefully between the arches. There are 4 statues, 4 great men. From the left, Isaac Newton, William Shakespeare, Sir Francis Bacon. On the right, standing with a ball, David Beckham. And that is where Beckham went to school. And that was a joke, of course. Beckham, he never went to school. That's actually John Milton standing with the ball. And it's getting a bit windy now. So the wind is blowing towards us westerly, and the tide is coming towards us. So the wind and the tide coming towards the boat. The tide is dropping. The tide is leaving London, going out to sea. A rise and a fall, 7 metres. 2 high waters a day, 2 tides, 7 metres. Look how high the tide can go, near the top of the river's wall. Years ago they feared London could flood. So as a flood warning, on the river's wall, they put lions' heads, the faces of lions on the wall. And if the river level got too high, and if it got to the mouth on the lion's head, they would send out a flood warning for London. They would close the underground if the tide got to the mouth of the lion. And they made a rhyme easy to remember, because it rhymes very well. You might know it. If the lions are drinking, London is sinking. Well done. And there's another one as well. Join in if you know it. If the heads are ducked, London's flooded. But so we don't need to worry at the moment. The tide is leaving London, the tide's dropping. And you look at the shore behind us, the foreshore, quite stony and very sandy. And then you look to your left again and another sandy foreshore on the river. Years ago the river was dead. It was polluted from all the shipping and the sewage. It's very clean today. It looks dirty. The river is mud-based. It's a tidal river. It looks dirty. There's a lot of fish, a lot of beaches on the River Thames today. You can actually eat the fish out of the river. You can fish in the Thames. We fish, and what we catch, eels, very long eels in the river. And we eat the eels every day. Jellied eels, very popular in London. We eat jellied eels every day. And I've never been sick, so I'm always very healthy. And the doctor, he tells me how well I look for my age. So it's my birthday today. 74, right? 74. This is the eels out the river. No, not really. I'm actually 42 today. Waterloo Bridge, look how clean it is. Look at the outside. When it rains and it's very windy, the rain, it cleans the bridge. Look at the underside, very dirty. They built the bridge using Portland stone from Dorset, and Portland self-cleanses. Built by women in the Second World War. We call this bridge the Ladies' Bridge, Waterloo. Our manpower was away fighting in the war, so the women built the bridge, Waterloo. And on the right, with a flagpole, the green tiled roof, Savoy Hotel. Probably the most famous hotel in London, the Savoy in the Strand. The oldest thing with your camera, the oldest thing on the river, on the right, Cleopatra's Needle, the Egyptian stone obelisk, made in Egypt over 3,000 years ago, made in pairs. The other one, the twin, New York, Central Park in America, the twin to this. And the bridge is a railway. Follow it to the right, the station, Charing Cross, the West End. A very popular part of London, the West End. There's a footbridge above us. Very lucky, they say, this bridge. They reckon if you wave at somebody and you get a wave back, it's said to be very lucky from this bridge. So we get their attention, we blow the ship's horn, you get a wave back, and you get 5 years bad luck. That's a terrible shame, isn't it? Wave at the people on this bridge, you get 5 years of good luck, so you'll be fine. And wave it, look. Sometimes people throw things on the boat. That's why we like to wave. Hopefully, they don't pour drinks on us. That's why we wave. Get their attention. On the left-hand side, the London Eye. Built for the year 2000. To go on the wheel, to go all the way round, half an hour, 30 minutes. In every single pod, a maximum 25 people. What you can do is hire your own pod. Have a party in a pod. For £1,000, what you can now do, you can get married on the London Eye. Something you might like to do, get married on this wheel, £1,000. In the pod, yourself, the bride, a priest, and 22 guests. You go up and the service begins. And when you get to the top, they stop it briefly, they stop it at the top. You're looking all over London. You're then pronounced man and wife. And you then kiss the bride. And then it's all downhill from there, folks. Take that from me. And there to the right, above the bridge, the Parliament building. The Palace at Westminster. And this is the seat to our fantastic British government. And that was the last joke of the journey. Big Ben is not the clock. Big Ben is the bell. The clock is the great clock. 2 bells inside the clock, a quarter bell and an hour bell. Big Ben strikes the hour. You'll need to wait now 20 minutes to hear Big Ben. And then you'll hear Big Ben 7 times. And that will be for 7 o'clock. Every hour you'll hear Big Ben. Come back, an hour later you'd hear Big Ben 8 times. For 8 o'clock. Another hour after that, you'd then hear it 9 times, and that would be for 9 o'clock. 10 times would be for 10 o'clock. So I think you've got the idea by now. Big Ben strikes the hour. You hear Big Ben, you definitely don't see it. Big Ben is the bell. And we're going to land you ashore at Westminster. We want to make sure everybody gets off safely. So please hold on tight as you leave the boat. Make sure you've got everything with you before you leave. Don't make the mistake the man made. He lost an envelope on it. So if anyone did find it, you could hand it in. I doubt you did. I think he might have left it somewhere else. But $1,000 lost. Terrible, eh? Lost an envelope, $1,000. But make sure, just check you've got everything with you before you leave the boat. Don't spoil your day. You've been a lovely audience, ladies and gentlemen. So the boat is finished now for the day. So we're going to go and celebrate my birthday down at the pub. And you're more than welcome to come. The Anchor at Bankside. It's a nice pub. We hope you've enjoyed your day on the river. Thank you for using the river today. Thanks for coming out onto the Thames. We try to make the journey a bit more enjoyable. I know some of you was on the boat earlier, and my friend done a commentary, and I drove the boat. And so we take it in turns to do the commentaries. And we hope it does add to the cruise. As the commentary is done voluntary on the river, a tradition will leave our captain's tip bucket at the exit gate. So as you get off the boat, you'll see the bucket at the gate, and you're more than welcome to drop something in the captain's bucket if you've enjoyed and you've understood the commentary. It's become a tradition on the river, the captain's bucket. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, you're under no obligation. But do bear in mind, when you leave the boat, I'll be standing next to that bucket, and I'm that person who's going to help you across the very large gap as you fall off the boat. Have a nice time in London, have a great day, and thanks for your kind attention. Thanks everybody, thanks a lot. Thank you.
Across the gap, you don't see, you tell us